with Patrick Mahomes, because that'd be a lie, right? But I think you're overstating how bad that they miss Tyreek Hill. If you looked at the numbers from the game, and I looked at him yesterday, I think the only receiver he didn't really connect with great was Smith-Schuster. I think he was 3 of 8 with Smith-Schuster. But with Scantling, with Hardeman, I think they were like, 5 of 7, 6 of 8 for like 90 yards, 70 yards. So when you start talking about like how much are you really missing, that's not bad. Like 160 yards with 2 receivers, and then if you get Smith-Schuster, and that's not I'm not including a tight end. I'm just talking about your receivers as a whole. That's pretty good chemistry. And again, can any of these guys take it to the house as well as Tyreek Hill? Not yet. But as far as like how impactful is this going to be for the Chiefs, I think we're overstating how important Hill was. I think anyone is a loss for an offense, especially as explosive as the Chiefs. But the way teams played the Chiefs last year limited Hill at the beginning, and teams can still try to do that.
And they
so
struggled in the beginning last year. They're winning games this year because he's spreading it around.
Exactly.
Smith-Schuster, whatever you want to say, in that drive when they're coming back, and he hits them 2nd and 8. That was a beautiful catch and throw.
Absolutely.
Throw and catch.
Yeah, dives and catches, absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't agree with Dom. I thought the game against Monday night, I thought the Chiefs did a great job, and Dan Orlowski did a great job breaking this down of putting Travis Kelce by himself, making him a single receiver. That way you have to double him, you have to put more bodies over there, and guys on the backside being one-on-one. I thought those guys did a great job, and he highlighted of those guys winning their route and Patrick Mahomes hitting them one-on-one in man coverage. So I can understand the first 3 drives, but they went 0 for 3 on third downs their first 3 drives. After that, things started to pick up, and you've seen those receivers make plays. You've seen Miko and Hardman, like you mentioned, have over 70 yards. You've seen Valdez-Scantling have over 90 yards. So I don't see it, what Dom is talking about. Now, anytime you have a guy that's a top 5 wide receiver in the National Football League, you're going to miss him.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially when he can take a 2 or 3 yard pass for a touchdown.
Right.
But in that game Monday night, I didn't see how they missed Tyreek Hill with those guys winning one-on-one in crucial moments when they had to pick up a first down.
And when the offense of the Chiefs is going to look different.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. So like the expectations of what this is no longer every guy is going to play single high coverage. We're going to bomb the ball down the field. That's just not going to happen anymore.
It's going to look different, just like Jeff said. They're now in a different phase. But the great thing about this is you got 2 guys that made the adjustment. You got Eric Bieniemy, the offensive play caller, understanding Tyreek Hill's not there.
Right.
So he has to make an adjustment, but you also got the quarterback that now has to make an adjustment to put the football in other people's hands and not just lean on Tyreek Hill. Like Jeff said, there's not going to be, there may be one dude in the league that's going to catch a dig route in overtime, turn the corner, and throw up the deuces.
Right.
Outside of Tyreek Hill.
Right.
There's maybe one other dude.
He might be playing on the same team with him, too.
And he might be on the same team in Waddle. So I like the way that they've been able to distribute the rock to other players and not rely just on Travis Kelce. And when you look at the yardage standpoint, I don't give a damn about no yards.
Right.
I don't care about the yards. I care about getting into the end zone. He is their red zone target.
4 touchdown catches.
That's what matters most.
And it was hard. Like the thing is, one was wide open. He got kind of a little rub. He was wide open. But the other one, he came across the formation. He had a little shallow cross. I think it was Perriman, knocked him almost down. He caught his feet, then turned back around, makes the catch, and then stiffs arms 2 dudes to get in the end zone. It wasn't like the Raiders just made it easy. He is going to target him and find ways to get him the ball because he makes those kinds of plays. Again, Tyreek Hill-esque, but from the tight end position in the red zone.
And we've been spoiled by the ESPN splash play from Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So the moment that he's gone, it looks different. People go, oh my God, this is not the same team.
I have a different thought than Dominique, very different. I think this could be the best thing that ever happened to Patrick Mahomes' career because I see in the fight game, right, in boxing, you have a dude like Roy Jones Jr. Man, Roy was so much better athletically than everyone else. It was ridiculous. In his prime, Floyd Mayweather was in his prime too. No one ever thought Floyd was as good as Roy pound for pound. Roy was way better than everybody. But the problem was he was so much better than everyone, he could get away with stuff.
Right.
So he didn't age as well as a dude like Bernard Hopkins, who didn't have that talent, had to rely on the technique and everything, right? Mahomes with Tyreek Hill, that's a cheat code. What this is forcing Mahomes to do, and you could see it in his play this year, is spread the ball around, is do things better than he has done in the past because he knows he doesn't have that little escape hatch.
Be more technically sound.
So over time, this could be the best thing that happened to his career.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Mahomes is incredible, but maybe this makes him even better in the long run. And so far this year, it's the same thing.
This is
the same results.
Same thing is happening to Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Devontae Adams isn't there. The difference is his receivers are a little younger than Kansas
Yeah.
City receivers. Same thing is happening outside in Los Angeles with the Rams. They lean so heavy on Cooper Kupp, they've yet to develop the other guys.
Right.
Once they start to develop all those other guys, different offense.
And teams that win in the playoffs, we're so early in the season, but teams that win the playoffs understand complementary football, and the Chiefs, the style of their offense will benefit their defense because they will have to rely not only on spreading the ball around, but running the ball more. It's more sustained drives. Yeah.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.